I had them for 30 years, but I didn't even know it. And in the fire department, see, we had to have a physical every year. It's mandatory. And the doctor told me, looked at me and said, you got essential tremors. I said, what's that? I don't think I'd ever heard of them at that time.
I actually met Ross a few years before we did the procedure. And he had been referred because he had tremor that was bothersome to him. The patient typically has essential tremor, which is a hereditary disease. But it starts out as a minor tremor that just progresses over time, and it can come to interfere with all their activities of daily living.
Every year it got worse. I couldn't do hardly nothing before. I was just, like that all the time, both hands. I shook so bad that I couldn't hardly function.
We have these people come in, sit down and talk to us. We look at how their tremor affects their lives. We scale out their tremor to see how severe it is. And then we talk to them about their options. So if the patient is not responding to the medication, then we consider a surgical procedure. And focused ultrasound is one of those procedures.
And focused ultrasound is a combination of new technologies to do the old procedure. So we're still creating a lesion in the brain, but we're doing it in a safer and more accurate way. The way that this works is that there are about 1,000 different individual sources of ultrasound energy, and they all travel and meet together at one point, kind of like if you hold a magnifying glass over a leaf and you can burn a very specific spot. Similarly, no one of those individual ultrasound energy beams has enough energy to cause any damage, but when they all meet together at that one point, enough energy adds together to create a lesion.
So I knew that this would be a good choice for him because the tremor had gotten worse.
So it is an outpatient procedure, and we do it with the patient awake in the scanner, so there's no need for general anesthesia.
The first thing you do is cut all your hair off. I got back problems, and they took care of me. They patted my back down to where I didn't feel a thing through the whole procedure.
What makes focused ultrasound sort of more instantaneously gratifying is how immediately we see the effects.
Everything went perfect. They, about every 30 minutes, they'd hand me a pad and a pencil and tell me to do a circle. And the first time I was coming off of the pad, I couldn't even make a half a circle. In about another 30 minutes, they handed it to me, and everybody in there applauded because I made a perfect little circle like they wanted.
So again, this is they showed up in the morning, several hours later, their tremor is significantly better.
It's really that team approach and that very careful approach that we take. We are really dedicated to making this the best, safest procedure possible for the patient.
When they took me out, I was so excited. When she came down the hall, I grabbed her and hugged her to death. I told her, I said, you give me my life back. And in a sense, she did. It's amazing, totally amazing. I go to the gym 3 times a week, even now. I can go an hour on the treadmill. I refuse to stop. But I'm a nut at it. I've been doing it for 25 years, and I ain't gonna quit till I can't move, I'll quit.